So 50 seconds of jump squats. Make sure that you're lowering your bum below knee level, that you keep your knees pointing outwards. Try and not let them cave in. If you're finding that they are caving in, try and put the weight on the outside of your feet a little bit more. Try and land on your heels, because that'll stop any knee movement over the front of your feet. Make sure that your core's nice and tight. Try and keep your chest up. My chest, I have low flexibility in my back, so I do struggle with this. Okay, if you struggle, then you can just do normal squats, normal air squats. So changing it to just doing a normal squat without the jump. Again, keeping your core engaged, keeping it nice and tight, keeping those squats nice and deep. Okay, keep going, breathing out. Well done. So next on to jumping forward into a squat. So 2-footed jump forward, landing in a really nice deep sumo squat, and then a couple of jogs back. So making sure that again you're landing with the weight on the ball on your heels of your feet, and then you're jogging backwards, keeping that chest upright, keeping yourself focused. When you're jumping, try and absorb the shock a little bit by making sure that you're bending your knees and going right down deep into that sumo squat. If you struggle with that, you can just run backwards and forwards, just trying to keep moving if you can, jumping forwards, landing, squatting and jog back. Keep that core nice and tight, keep looking forwards, keep jumping. Brilliant. "50 seconds of up down plank." So try and make sure you have a nice straight back, that your bum's down low, that your shoulders and your elbows are in line. So what tends to happen when you get tired is that you end up leaning further backwards, so the angle at your shoulder joint becomes greater than 90 degrees. Try and keep that core nice and tight. Try and keep that bum down. If you struggle with that, you can just hold a straight arm plank to make it easier. So if you're wanting to carry on doing a straight arm plank, you can make the stance a little bit wider. So make your feet become a little bit further wider apart. That will help with the action a little bit more. Plank toe tap. Get yourself in a nice, sturdy, straight arm plank. Making sure your core is nice and tight. Keeping your feet still. What you do is you bring yourself up into a pike position. So you're lifting your bum up in the air, and then you touch opposite hand to opposite foot. Okay, so left hand to right foot, right hand to left foot. All the time you come back down to a nice stationary plank position. If you're struggling with that, you can just do a straight arm to knee tap. And again, similar to the plank, to the up down plank, just widen your stance a little bit, because that takes the pressure off your core ever so slightly. But really try and make sure when you're coming back down that you're coming back to a nice plank. Try not to allow your back to arch. "50 seconds of burpees." I'm going to show you two variations. The first one is what I tend to do because I do CrossFit. So you lower your chest down to the floor, and then you jump up into a wide squat position, and then you jump up and then you clap above your head. Okay, so it's more like a push-up, and then you're jumping up, and then you're bringing those feet through to your hands, as close to your hands as possible. Or you could do the traditional burpee, where your hands go down, you push your feet back, and then you're jumping back up again, so your chest doesn't touch the floor. If you struggle with either of those, you could just do down ups. So you're just going down, and then you stand up and you don't actually jump. So you lower yourself down, you're standing up without that jump. But try and work up to a burpee if you can. So if you need to start with a down up, then that's fine. Next, 50 seconds of mountain climbers. So this one, you're trying to bring your foot as close to your hand as possible while trying to maintain the plank position. So resetting if necessary, trying to keep that core nice and tight. If you struggle to jump, just bring your feet up to your hands. Again, keeping that plank position, resetting if you're feeling that your bum's coming up too high. Or you can do the traditional more cardio version, where you're just bringing your knees up towards your chest. Okay, but try and do the harder version, so bringing your feet as close to your hands as possible, keeping that core engaged, keeping a nice straight plank position. Next onto our core, so you're going to do 50 seconds of crunches, feet flat on the floor, knees nice and bent, concentrating on breathing as you're coming up. And all I want you to do is reach as close to your knee, top of your knee as you can. If you can't get all the way to your knee, then that's fine, but just make sure you're lifting those shoulders up off the floor. Breathing out as you're coming up and pushing that tummy button into your spine, really pushing that into the floor. Breathing out as you're coming up, breathing in as you're coming down, and really squeezing those abs. Breathing out, breathing in. Okay, if you need to take a break, then you can, but just take a couple of seconds and start doing your crunches again. So trying to reach as high and as close to your knee as you can, making sure those shoulders are coming up all the way off the floor. So breathing out, breathing in. Finally, the heel taps. So what I want you to do is make sure that you're engaging your oblique muscles, so the muscles on the side. It's again a sit-up position, but what you're doing is that you are leaning towards and trying to tap your heel. Now, to make it easier, you bring your heels closer up to your bum. To make it harder, you move them further away. So you move your heels further away, so you've got further to reach. Making sure that you're breathing out as you're contracting those muscles, and then breathing in. Ideally, you're going to do 25 seconds on one side so that you're fatiguing that one side, and then you're going to change and do 25 seconds on the other side. Okay, so you're breathing as you're contracting, and then making sure that you can feel the tightness, the contraction of the side that you're leaning in towards. Okay, so you're breathing in, contracting, and then out as you're coming back out. I'm supporting my neck because I've got a bad neck. Ideally, both hands will be by your side. Okay, so making sure that you're breathing out. Again, if you're struggling, move your feet towards your bum, and to make it harder, give yourself a bigger reach, contracting. Repeat these exercises 2 more times.